Hello, everybody. My name is Natalia Cesar from Women's Racing, and today we're here with Jessica Edgar. Welcome, Jessica.
Hiya.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. Um, I want to begin with you from the start. Tell us how everything happened, how you got into racing in the first place.
Oh yeah, so I started in karting when I was 4 years old. And it kind of started through my family. They were all did karting from my grandma and granddad, my dad and my uncle and my cousin Johnny. And I wanted to follow in their footsteps. So I started karting when I was four. And it was kind of a hobby up until I was about 12. And then I decided that I wanted to be a racing driver and get to F1. Um, So what then last year for 2022 we moved into single seater racing. That was my first year in cars. And then this year I did F1 Academy.
During your karting career, what's the most valuable lesson you've learned, growing up in the sport and building for yourself, not just a career, but a life outside of the track?
Yeah, I think the most valuable lesson that karting teaches you is the basics of how to drive and the racecraft. Like I think without racing in karting, my racecraft would be very poor. And it teaches you how to race hard and without crashing, because obviously when you get into car racing, crashing is expensive. So it teaches you how to race properly without crashing, and I think that's the most valuable lesson that I learned when I was in karting.
While were in karting, were you the only girl or you had other girl in the grids when you were karting?
So when I first started, it was me and one other girl. And then as I started growing up, there was only me. And then once I moved into juniors at about 13, there was a couple of other girls racing in my class. And then when I moved into GB4, there was Chloe Grant and Logan Hannah. And then this year is a full female grid. So
Now, looking back at this incredible inaugural season of F1 Academy, you had the privilege to work with Rodin Carlin this year and Stephanie Carlin. So tell us more about what was the experience, work with such a big team and work with Stephanie.
yeah, I think it's really nice to be in Rodin Carlin. I think it's a very friendly team and everyone works together like a family. I mean, it's been really nice to work with Stephanie as well. Obviously, as a female in motorsport, she knows how hard it is. And she works really well with the team, and we all get on really well. And it's really nice. Everyone's really friendly, and it's like a family. So I've really enjoyed working with Rod and Carlin this year.
You also worked with other two drivers, Megan Jilks and Abby Pulling. They were your teammates this year. So tell us more about the environment of the three of you. What did you learn from each other this year?
Yeah, I think Abby's done a lot of car racing, so she's very knowledgeable about everything. So she's been really good to work with this year. She's helped me a lot and has always given me advice. And then Megan, I raced with last year in GB4 and then again this year. And yeah, we get on really well. We're really friendly. So it's been really nice working with both of them.
Doing a quick recap on the Austin Grand Prix. What an amazing weekend. Racing alongside Formula One and having it broadcasted live to so many countries. And of course, you getting pole position and a win on the last race of the weekend. Tell us about the preparation and to the preparation until the moment on the podium. How was it like?
Yeah, I think we obviously had 2 months to prepare for Austin, with our last race being at the end of July and Austin being at the end of October. So we prepared a lot for it, with lots of simulator work back at the factory and practicing quali runs, race runs, and just doing as much as we could really, because we hadn't really tested at that track before. So it was just trying to prepare as best we could and then see what happens at the track. And obviously we get to the track and free practice went well. Um, well, both free practices went well, and then qualifying, I was pole in Q2 and P5 in Q1, which was really good. So I was happy with that, and it showed that all the hard work we put in back at the factory in the last 2 months had definitely paid off. And then in race three, I managed to hold from pole and win. So yeah, it was a really good weekend for me. I think it was my best weekend in car racing. So I was really happy with it, and it definitely showed that the hard work has paid off. So
You also received the pole position trophy from F1 driver Esteban Ocon. What did you get the chance to talk with him?
oh yeah, so he gave me the pole position award, and he just said that he watched my lap and he was impressed. So yeah, it was really nice to speak to him. I didn't get to speak to him for too long because he had other jobs to do, but yeah, it was really nice to meet him. And yeah, that was the only F1 driver I met on the weekend, so it was really exciting.
Getting to be in F1 Academy brought a lot of attention to the category, but I think one of the main things that youth girls experienced this year was get to race in so many different countries and so many different tracks. How's it like for you getting to travel a lot this year?
Yeah, I got to travel all around Europe and America, so it was really exciting. I'd never raced in Europe or anywhere other than the UK before, so it was really exciting to go to all the new tracks and travel the world and go to places that will be hopefully useful in the future. So yeah, I've really enjoyed the year, and I think it went really well. So it's been a really good experience.
Who has supported you the most in your career since you were a girl?
Yeah, I think growing up in family very involved in motorsport has been they've supported me a lot the whole way, from when I was 4 years old to now. So they've definitely been my biggest supporters and give me lots of advice along the way.
We had the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix this weekend with F1, F2, and the trophy round of the UAE Formula 4, which you participated in it. How was it your first time in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, it was my first time in Abu Dhabi. The weekend didn't quite go as planned, but it was really good experience to race on Abu Dhabi, which hopefully I'll be going back to next year. So yeah, it was really good to be racing in Abu Dhabi and just get some experience of the track in case I get to race there next year. So it was really good, even though the results didn't show. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
What was your favorite track to race at this year?
Yeah, I think I really like Zandvoort, and definitely Austin. So it's between those two of which one's my favorite.
F1 Academy has been a big change since, W Series. How is it like for you to be part of this, inaugural season of all-female category, and now that it's going to be broadcast live next year, what are your plans and how do you feel about being part of this big step for women in motorsport?
Yeah, I think it's really nice to be part of the inaugural season of F1 Academy, and it's definitely inspired a lot more women to get into motorsport as well with all the other like little projects they're doing off the side of F1 Academy, like things in karting, things in the STEM part of things. It's really good to get more girls involved in all aspects of motorsport. So yeah, I've really enjoyed this season being involved in that and trying to inspire younger girls.
So now coming to the last few months of the year, can you do a New Year's resolution for us? What can we expect from you for the next year? If you can, spoil some things for us, if that's possible.
So next year I would hope to be in F1 Academy again with Road and Carlin. Nothing is confirmed yet, but that's what I would really like to do. So we just have to see it gets confirmed, but that's what I would hope to do.
Your your objective for life is to get into F1, or is there any other category in motorsport that you would like to participate?
Yeah, I think my ultimate goal would be to get to F1, but I think obviously there's only 20 seats in F1 and millions of people fighting for those 20 seats. So it's really hard to get to. So I would just like to hopefully one day become a professional racing driver.
Who was your inspiration growing up when talk about not just drivers, but any sports person, male or female?
Yeah, I think my biggest inspiration growing up was my cousin Johnny. He's a year older than me, so he started just before me. And we've raced in karting, and he moved into F4 and F3, and I've watched him through his whole career since we were 4 years old. So he's definitely the biggest inspiration to me.
And a lot of people ask about the track walk because it's something that a lot of drivers do before a race weekend, and not many people understand what the importance of a track walk. Can you explain more about that?
Yeah, I think a track walk is really important, and I find it quite useful as well to see the corners in real life and see whether they're like up a hill, down a hill, cambered or off camber. It's like you can't really tell when you're driving around. It's a lot harder to tell when you're driving than when you're walking the track. So I find it quite useful to do a track walk for that reason. So you see any little bumps in the track or things like that.
Yeah, and these are the things I think that you don't get to see in the simulator, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think the simulator is as close to real life as it could be, but obviously it's a computer, so it isn't real life. But yeah, there's things that are there in real life that aren't there on the simulator that you need to see before you go driving in real life.
Okay, so it was really great to get to speak with you, Jessica. I really hope to see you next year in F1 Academy if it's possible. Um, Again, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And that's it. I hope you get to, inspire other women and boys too. Everyone's welcome. Get to be
Yeah,
inspired by these incredible people that are working in F1 Academy and just follow along with us in our journey. And that's it. Thank you so much, Jessica.
thank you.